What are you reading, Alex?
Oh, I'm reading the compendium for Spawn. Compendium 1.
We have the movie of the year, Tenet.
Actually, when I was working overnights, I listened to like the entirety of the Dark Knight's Metal storyline as like a podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to Ron's favorite place to be. We're your hosts, Edward, Anthony, Noah, and now we have Alex.
Dude, we should make a podcast.
That being said, it's time to hang 10 with your top entertainment news of the week.
About what?
Well, it's like something that we all had like in common. Like, what's something that we could all like talk about for a while?
We always talk about movies and stuff, like movies that just came out.
So, Alex, 1 to 10, no decimals.
1 to 10, no decimals for the movie. Solid 9.
Find your lack of faith disturbing.
Yeah, I'm down, Anthony. We should do
That'd be
like
cool.
different segments too. Like we should have like a game, like an ice. What are you reading, Alex?
Oh, I'm reading the compendium for Spawn. Compendium 1.
We have the movie of the year, Tenet.
Actually, when I was working overnights, I listened to like the entirety of the Dark Knight's Metal storyline as like a podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to Ron's favorite place to be. We're your hosts, Edward, Anthony, Noah, and now we have Alex.
Dude, we should make a podcast.
That being said, it's time to hang 10 with your top entertainment news of the week.
About what?
Well, it's like something that we all had like in common. Like, what's something that we could all like talk about for a while?
We always talk about movies and stuff, like movies that just came out.
So,
Alex, 1 to 10, no decimals.
1 to 10, no decimals for the movie. Solid 9.
Find your lack of faith disturbing.
Yeah, I'm down, Anthony. We should do
That'd be
like
cool.
different segments too. Like we should have like a game, like an icebreaker, and then maybe we can read some like movie news or like entertainment news.
Dude, what if we call ourselves like Spam Mail?
Everyone listening, we have a huge announcement to close out the pod.
What if we do the Hooligan Hangout?
If you guys are new to our podcast, make sure to check out our previous season.
Welcome to the Hooligan Hangout.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are
back,
your hosts,
everybody.
Edward, Anthony, and Noah. We don't have Alex today for
Edward, Noah, and who?
Anthony. Did I say Alex?
Yes, you did.
I'm so
No,
sorry.
he did.
Rude.
No,
I thought he did.
No,
Oh.
I just wanted to emphasize that.
Yeah, I was like, oh God,
Yeah,
did I
maybe-
did I mess it up that badly?
Hey, y'all put some respect on Anthony's name.
That's right.
Yep. Edward, Noah, and Anthony. We are missing Alex today. He had some work and school stuff come up, so we'll see him return next week. But for this week, you got us three idiots to deal with. So, suck it.
baby, that's what I wanted.
No,
Sorry
that's
if
not what
I
I wanted.
sound
I wanted all four of
today.
us here, but it's okay.
I did too, but that's okay.
All right.
Show must go on.
As always,
And-
we're going to start off with this week's news. Noah, would you like to go first?
Bro, okay. All right. So recently, if y'all have not played the game, It Takes Two. It won Game of the Year last year. It's since it was just last year, actually, it's fairly recent. The Rock is right now setting to produce and potentially star in the It Takes Two movie, which will be based on the video game, like I said, from Amazon Studios, which is interesting to say.
I don't
the
know
least.
how I feel about that. Sounds weird.
I always said, especially from playing and watching the game, I've always said it feels like this could be a movie. Just from the premise alone, I think it'd be a cool movie. But I don't know.
Rom-com video game movie.
No, it's more than that.
I don't know. I haven't played the game before, so I really don't have an opinion
So
on the movie. I've just
you-
seen some gameplay, like very limited gameplay, but it looks like a fun game. So I'm
Yeah.
not sure how the game works or too much or the story of it, if there is one.
So basically, it's about this this family, this little girl and two parents, and they're like about to go through a divorce. Like they really can't stand each other. argue with each other, and all of a sudden, the little girl, she makes little like stitchings and figurines of not necessarily her family, but she has little things that represent like, oh, this is my mom, this is my dad, like little dolls kind of. And one day, some like magic thing happened, and the mom and dad turned into her little dolls, and they're forced to work together throughout this journey to go find their daughter, and like get back to normal, basically.
I would like to watch it.
I think that's what I'm saying. I think it's a pretty
going to be live
good
action,
story.
right?
Not. It's just fairly new, so not much word on it yet. That's what I'm also wondering.
I think
as well,
it would be like a cute animated movie.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
But video game movie success. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
yeah. If you want to hear our opinions on that, go watch our last YouTube video. Not our last one, but I think 2 YouTube videos ago when we talked about it.
2 before, and you'll find out. All right, Anthony. What's your piece of news?
Edward, do you wanna?
What?
All right. This week I wanted to talk a little bit about some Super Mario movie news. Sticking on the theme of video game movies. It has actually been delayed from spring 2023, or it has been delayed to spring 2023 from holiday 2022. So instead of coming out this year, it's going to be next year, but early next year. So it's kind of weird.
Something.
But
I have been. But
there's a lot of speculating that a lot of it, speculating from fans is saying that they think a lot of it could be from the backlash of Chris Pratt being the voice. So they think they might be redoing the voice lines from him. But I don't think so. I think it's just a general movie delay.
I could see that. I personally believe, because I've read up on this, just like theories, like you're saying, spitballing theories. I think it's because of how well Sonic did in April. So they moved it to April 2023.
Maybe. That could be it too.
I think because December is usually a pretty packed month of movies, I think they wanted to move it to a more financially, like for it to be better set up for financial success in
I
April.
could see that. That's smart.
Which, to be fair, this year April was pretty packed, but it's not like big movies. Like, I mean, they're big, but like most of the movies now are like original.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not like big franchises.
Yeah, not like big franchises and series and whatnot.
Yeah, but I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of excited for the Mario movie, just so
Yeah.
I remember watching the cartoon movies and stuff as a kid, and that kind of triggered my nostalgia a little bit to see that it's getting another like a big screen entry.
No, not only that, I have a hard time thinking they can screw it up that bad. You know what I mean? The premise is so simple.
You'd be surprised, man.
I think
Have
what's
you
gonna
not
happen.
seen the original one?
No. Oh, they live action, yes.
Yeah.
Not the cartoon.
Ugh.
That's different though. That's live action. Live action does not work for this kind of crap. That's why I thought it was perfect when they said we're going to do it animated, fully animated. Let the characters
I
bring
agree.
themselves to life.
All right, Anthony.
So and Doctor Strange is coming out like next week sometime, I think.
Next Friday, I believe. Yeah.
That's pretty soon. And the Illuminati was just like confirmed as part of the movie. I feel like we all kind of knew anyways, but now that it's like confirmed, I feel like they're trying to take away from all the other rumors. I feel like most of the rumors are probably going to be true. And I don't know how I feel, because I feel like the Illuminati itself could be their own movie, but they're going to be adding like all these other things from the multiverse. So I don't know how it's going to turn out. What do you think?
I said this off camera earlier. I forgot we weren't live, but like I've been saying, there's so much that can be going on with the multiverse that has to be established in this movie. I just don't want it to take too much away from the plot. Number one, number two, it's like Spider-Man No Way Home. Like I hope it's a good film, but I don't want it to be like. And the cameos are really cool, but I don't want it to be carried. Yeah, I don't want it to be carried by cameos.
Right.
That makes sense. I'm not saying they're bad movies, because they're not. Spider-Man No Way Home was a really good movie for the character.
I have the same skepticism going into this movie as we did the entire time building up into that third Spider-Man, where I think they're biting off a lot more than they can probably tackle.
Especially because of how kid friendly Marvel and Disney in general is, just how big this franchise is getting. And you see all these old cameos. It's probably more tailored for the adults, but you're gonna have kids going, "Who's that guy?" Or "Who's that? Why is he important now? Where did he come from?"
Yep,
Oh, that guy is Professor X was established in movies like 20 years ago, huh?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it just comes to a point where there's so much going on. I've even said before, there's people that try to get into Marvel, but it's hard because they got to be like, oh, I got to watch like 25 movies. Nah, I'm good.
I
Never
feel
mind.
like we've officially left like the fantastic storytelling phase of Marvel and have entered in the fan service phase.
We've also left. I feel like the casual fans.
And
Like at this
just,
point, you're probably not
like
a casual
action
fan.
too. I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
like Doctor Strange, for example, it's all gonna be like a bunch of magic and fighting, and I feel like that's what all these like not necessarily the shows, but all the recent movies are kind of.
Anyways, is that the news?
That's the news.
With
That's the news.
the news being dropped, it's time to go straight into our sponsor segment.
This week we watched The Northman. This is going to be a quick non-spoiler review. And actually, first and foremost, before I get in, actually, let me look this up real quick. Let me double check before I say something that's not true. Let's see. God damn, that is true. I feel bad. Let me preface this by saying this movie cost $70 to $90 million to make, and you can totally tell it's a big Viking epic. It looks incredible. I guess I'm gonna spoil my hand. I believe this is a great movie. I think everyone should go and at least check it out. But it makes me sad because original really good movies like this come out and no one goes out to watch them anymore. This was fourth place this weekend in the box office, and it only made $24 million.
Oh, that sucks.
And even then, this movie was fourth. The Nick Cage movie was fifth.
The Nick Cage movie flopped.
Yep, and that's why I'm trying
for that movie.
That's what I'm trying to say because they're both getting really good reviews. So it's like I'm just saying y'all need to go and try some original movies because a lot of the times like Sonic is still like first or second. The DreamWorks new animated movie I believe is first. And yeah, you can see these streamlined companies, the well-known franchises and the well-known big names. Yeah, they always win. But like give movies like this a chance because man, it's really sad to see a movie like this flop.
Right? Because then whenever studios see movies like this flop, they stop making them.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Everything Everywhere All the Time. I feel like that was an amazing movie, and
that was a low budget movie though.
It didn't flop. That movie did good.
Did it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it did good.
It did, yeah.
Oh. Never mind that, I take it back.
I lied. Actually, I don't know if I lied. I'm really confused. This article says the Northman bombs at box office with $12 million opening weekend.
Oh God.
That's really bad for a movie with the budget it has. They'll make it back. They're a big company, but damn, dude.
Yeah, see, Everything Everywhere All at Once had a $25 million budget and it made 28.3 at the box office.
Oh, that is good.
And see, the numbers. It's sad because the director's really good. Like, how can you tell him, "Oh, you made a really good movie, man, but you didn't make us any money"?
So
yeah,
we're never making another movie of yours again.
Yeah, or you're gonna get another low budget one. We're not gonna throw all this
part of
money
the
at
marketing team. Maybe blame them. Hire me instead.
Yeah, you tell him, Anthony.
Yeah, you tell him, Anthony.
But anyways, let's get into it. Enough rambling on. So the Northman is basically a Viking epic following Amlet, the son of a king who was murdered, and I'd say this movie is just takes big inspiration from Hamlet. So if you know what Hamlet is, you'll kind of get a feel for what this movie is. That's better than a little description.
So the story that this movie was based on was the same that the Hamlet was based on. So they're both based on the same
It's
thing.
inspired by Hamlet.
Hamlet was inspired by this story.
Yes.
Yeah, so this was the OG Hamlet, but Shakespeare just kind of made everything else go away.
Are you being sarcastic?
No.
Oh, okay.
Wait, really?
100% serious. Hamlet took inspiration from this. Yes.
He believes it when you say it, but not me.
It's because I'm brown.
Anyways, here's your Bill Skarsgård is in this. Anyways, Alexander Skarsgård plays Hamlet, and Anya Taylor-Joy plays Olga. There's also Willem Dafoe, small role. Ethan Hawke, small role. Nicole Kidman played the Queen, and who played that one guy?
That one guy.
Was it Ezra Miller?
No, Klaus Bang played the King's brother. I'm sorry, I didn't know who it was. The King's brother, the never trusted dark-haired man. Anyways, what do y'all think about it? I'm sure there's a lot we have to say about this movie.
Start with the cons.
The cons, yes.
Any negatives whatsoever?
Oh, you're just gonna
none across the board. All right.
No, I had a little gripe, but it's very. It's very.
No, I have like one kind of ish, but I don't know if I can count it.
Well, this is a non-spoiler, so I just have to say I thought the second act was like really slow, and the pacing was kind of, but
I thought the first act was.
I liked the first act. I thought the second act was slow
compared to the second act.
And the other thing I have is a spoiler, so I won't get into that. But that's all I'm gonna say about that because it's a lot to take in.
I will say I watched this twice. Okay.
Oh, cool.
I watched it twice because the first time I fell asleep during part of it, but I don't know if that was the movie or if I was just really tired from work that day. So I watched it again straight through, and it was amazing. So.
Maybe that's why the second act was kind of dull to me. I wasn't like...
Well, I fell asleep during the first part, so that's why I'm thinking that I was just tired that day.
Yeah, I was actually really busy that day. Like, I was up at like 8 a.m. and I watched the movie at like 5. And by the time it was... or like 4. And so, I was, sitting there in the theater, you can get real tired. But that's why I thought it was a bit slow, too. But, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Anthony, you got anything?
I do not for negatives.
Okay. Just some brief positives so that we can get into our spoilers. Anyone want to start? Any specific?
Cinematography was really beautiful.
It was incredible, right?
It was so good. The lighting. I thought the lighting was really good. Specifically.
Yes.
I think I can confidently say that out of the movies we've seen this season, this is the most beautiful looking movie. Purely from a cinematography standpoint that I've seen this year. Have
y'all seen any of Robert Eggers' other work?
What is his other work?
I gotta see.
He did The Witch and The Lighthouse.
I saw The Lighthouse. Yep.
So yeah, I was gonna say if you've seen that stuff, he's a visionary genius.
Yeah, his movies are beautiful.
Cinematography, environment. That's my pro. For me, the immersion was off the charts. Like there was parts where I'm like, man, I want to get in there. I want to be a freaking Viking. Like
I want to drink their blood and eat their hearts too. Yeah,
like wolves.
There was just something about it that triggered my inner male testosterone and just made it go off the
right.
rails.
You're just like, let's go, baby. Not only that, but like you said, it was visually stunning. Gosh, what was I gonna say? I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, the only issues that I had, it's not even an issue with the movie. My theater, bro, there was these like anytime it would get quiet and I'd be like immersed, these ladies would start laughing or they'd be loud talking. And I'd be like, bro, come on, you're adults.
Shit out of them.
We're all adults here. Come on now. But other than that, bro, it was crazy. I can't say that. Never mind. That's a spoiler.
Mine would be how freaking crazy the fight scenes were. Every single fight scene was like off the chain, brutal, like beautifully choreographed, and like every fight scene felt like, I know it's supposed to feel life threatening, but a lot of fight scenes, like in a lot of movies recently, don't have that much tension in them. But every time this time, like this dude would just be taking spears and axes, and I'm like, one of these has to kill this dude, and he's like, man, that don't hurt. Bang, bang, bang.
To bouncing off that too, it didn't feel unrealistic. Like every fight felt like a fair fight.
Right? Like,
You know what I'm saying?
no one was overpowered. Like, it genuinely felt like a toss-up every time.
Yeah. Even the main character, those times were in his quarrels, he wouldn't win his fights, which to a degree you would expect. But even then, like this movie just has so many like little twists and turns and details, and God, it is crazy. I would definitely highly recommend.
I would recommend this as well.
What you, Anthony?
Yeah, I'd recommend it.
What? You're gonna movie with no flaws? I don't know.
I would not go out of my way to recommend it.
So you're kind of just, if you want to see it, go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I think this should be said before we leave the non-spoiler. Congratulations to the cast and crew. The acting was incredible. It's some of the best acting I've seen this year. Like, phenomenal. Especially when they were speaking Viking tongue or whatever it was, whatever language it was.
It was
Norse.
No, it was
Scandinavian. Yeah. It was so cool seeing how much work went into it.
Yeah.
With the acting, it was just incredible. Alexander Skarsgård, round of applause for him.
He popped off, dude. I don't think for a second, I'd never believed like this dude carried the hatred of having someone murder their family every step of the movie. Like the whole time, like I just felt angry with him.
Homie whispering his mantra, dude. I was like, ooh, get me fired up, dude. It was so cool.
To have him play Kratos in the live action God of War.
Dude, that'd be crazy.
That would be cool.
So if y'all want to see a Viking epic inspired by Hamlet that is just stunning, I mean, don't take your kids to this. There's quite a bit of dark
blood
scenes,
and naked
gore.
women and
yeah. But if you want to, enjoy yourself, it's a little artsy fartsy kind of movie, but I really recommend it, and I really think you should see it if you want to dip your toes in cinema.
I think I like this one so much is because there's hardly any Viking movies out there,
That too, yeah.
Just cold, like just pure Viking movies. Like usually, like you got How to Train Your Dragon in there, kind of.
This is off a tangent, but I did see a video of someone talking about it. They were saying, yeah, that's cool. Doctor Strange is coming out and Sonic's here, but we have a freaking Viking epic and no one's talking about it.
Right.
And I was like, dude, 100% agree with you.
And like seeing this movie, it gave me hope. Like it reignited that thing where I'm like, one-off movies are arguably always going to be better than the franchise movies because they tell a complete story from start to finish. So it leaves you feeling satisfied no matter what.
Right.
So like this one-off, it was like super satisfying to see the payoff and just to know like there's no possible way for there to be another one because they told his story start to finish. And it was just very nice just to be able to sit and watch it all.
I also love Robert Eggers for this because he does those one-off stories, and I believe he said in an interview he does all these movies in different like times, like The Witch, The Lighthouse, and this one because he does not like the present. Like he says he like loves researching like all this history and all that, and it really shows. The research pays off for what he does. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So hats off to cast and crew. We hope y'all get multiple awards, and we're gonna go right into our spoiler review. Thanks for watching. If y'all are out of here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out all our socials. They'll be linked down below. And y'all have a great night, afternoon, or morning. And we'll see y'all later. Say hi to your mom first.
All right. So now can we talk about how his mom's a conniving bitch?
Okay, let me start. So, so this movie was very realistic. It was like beautiful. It was original. There's like so many good things about it. Like the actors, the actors did good and everything. I just couldn't get into it. I personally just did not find it very interesting. I just
From what point on though? Like beginning to end, or just like was there a
Yeah,
point where you were just like,
like
no?
the whole thing. I think I need to watch it a second time to fully, like, just
Oh,
I don't know.
No, I
you
can
know, also
100% see that because my first time, like I guess I do remember like starting off and having no clue what was going on because it just kind of throws you right in from the start.
Yeah,
And I think if you don't immediately click with it from like the first like
Yeah.
5-10 minutes, you're just gonna be lost to, like the last 2 hours. So I do think a second sit through does benefit. But if you're paying if you're like hyper aware the first time you watch it, you'll be okay.
I
But
also
it is
think
one of those movies where it just kind of like shoves you in the deep end, and then you're like, what the fuck?
I also think it's also for you, Anthony's, because it's not like a new story. It's like in Norse mythology, but it's not like a new story that like the Lion King did this. Like this is like from Hamlet or inspired, you know.
right. Possibly, yeah.
So it's not like something super new, but I still think it was unique just because of where it took place. And like we said, it's a Viking epic. That's what drew me in, dude. I was like, oh, this is actually like really cool, and this is gonna be
Right.
like really good.
Hey, bro, they made Assassin's Creed Valhalla movie.
Dude, I was so hyped every time he was like, "We're going to Valhalla." I was like, "Oh!" And
Me
then
too.
like when the god was bringing him up to the heavens, and he wasn't dead yet, but I was like, "Bro, it's happening!" Like I thought he died.
Right.
I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then, stuff like that is just.
I thought
so
it was
pretty.
cool to see him load the body into the boat and sail off towards like how they would do the Viking send off.
Yeah.
And then
And
like
their
they
little
just show in the
scarabs.
background the girl that they were using as sacrifice for the soul just getting shanked
Oh shoot!
while everyone
yes.
else is getting ready, and she's like, "I'm ready," and they just. And I was like, "God
They-
damn!"
They cut that horse's head off, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I was gonna say in the non-spoiler, but towards the end of the movie, I dead thought it was gonna be a second movie because they were like leaving and they
Yeah.
were like, "Oh, we're gonna start our life," and I was like,
Bro.
"Nah, no way! You just leave them alive." I was like, "No way! They're just gonna come after." Like, no way! And then
Okay.
they went into the last part, and I was like,
Let's
"Oh,
really
that's
back in with our
yeah,
negatives.
yeah.
Spoiler negatives. It's really hard for me to find anything to pick apart other than just like the pacing feeling like it dragged a lot. But I feel like this movie, like even when it dragged, like you could tell it was inspired by Shakespearean stuff because of the
Yeah.
dialogue they used and just the way that they spoke. It was like very like articulate
Yeah.
and like they were like speaking in poems almost that whole time. So I feel like that's what kind of made it drag was the dialogue, because if you weren't like interested by what they were saying, they take like 10 seconds to get out like a sentence that you could say in like 2 seconds regularly. And I feel
was
like
also-
that's where you lose a lot of attention. I know sometimes when they would talk, I would zone out because they would be like describing everything with like 80 words and like, okay, what's happening again?
And you wouldn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
And also the way they filmed the film, the story, whatever. A lot of it was like one shot. Could you tell?
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't be like up close to their faces like when they talk.
It
It
would
would
always
be like
be like,
panned out, third person. Yeah, and
Hey,
you
what's
could see
up?
them doing everything. Yeah, and like they'd be walking for a little bit, stuff like that. Which did y'all know I think it was the fight scene when he was in the Wolf Clan when they raided the village. That was all one scene, one shot.
really?
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bro.
I was wondering if it was in the theater because the way the camera was moving with him all throughout, going forward, going out, and I was like, I wonder if this is actually one shot.
That's
Dude,
pretty
that's crazy.
cool.
I got to see the behind the scenes on that because I bet that looks freaking crazy.
All the blood and guts that the actors have to throw on, and me must have felt so cool wearing that
what's-
wolf costume.
What's your spoiler negative, Senor?
So the only thing I really felt, I was like, why did he do that? Or like, why did this happen? Was whenever it was towards the end of the movie where he kills his uncle's son, the eldest son, and they're all
yeah.
and he, the king is like really upset and screaming, and he's
Yeah.
trying to find out who did it, and he's about to kill the girl, which I understand he's gonna save his loved one, but then Amlet, out of nowhere, he's on the hills just by himself, like, I'm right here, bro. And the king has like 20 guys there. I'm like, how stupid is that?
I know. I was like,
Giving
shoot 'em,
yourself
bro.
up like that. And then I love how realistic it was. At first, I was like, no way, he's gonna like one man army them, and he didn't. They like captured him and everything.
He almost did though. If he wouldn't have like froze to look at his woman, and he just kept going, dude.
Yeah,
He would have
Well,
one man armied him.
I just thought that was a little bit corny because he was like, "Hey guys, I'm right here," and like after all that time, like
See,
you're doing that now.
And that's another thing that you can tell by like that scene was like definitely Shakespearean right there.
Yeah.
Just big dramatic, like romantic gesture
And his mom kissed him too.
that ends in like disaster.
Yeah,
But
the tragedy.
you got to
around
look at
that.
it this way too. Is like in his eyes, the whole movie he was like, "I'm not gonna die," and because I have a, what is it? He said he had a, forget the
He
word
has
he
to,
used.
he has to avenge
He had
his
his
father.
he had his destiny to fulfill, and he's like, "I'm not gonna die until I avenge my father." So I haven't avenged him yet, so I'm invincible because I'm not destined to die.
Yeah, you're right. He thought that was his fate, and he wants to die with honor. If
Yep,
he
and
can
that's
establish it.
exactly
Which-
what he lived his life doing. That's why he went and just started fighting whatever he felt like.
That's why even when he was leaving, he was like, "No, I can't leave this town until I kill that dude." And I didn't have a problem with this. I just thought it was very interesting when how he escaped. He was like hanging, and then the crows were all surrounding him. I'm like, that's cool because that's like the gods telling him like, "Nah, bro,
Yeah,
you're not done."
that's why homie was like, I'll die whenever the gods tell me I can die.
Yeah, he's like, "No, now's not my time." All right, Anthony.
Yeah.
Any negative?
No, he already gave his negative.
My bad.
My only negative is I thought it was a little long. I feel like it could have been shortened, but
Yeah, and I think that kind of goes along with what I said, where I think it could have been shortened if the dialogue hadn't been dragged out so long. But I
agree.
feel like it wouldn't have been as immersive if they shortened the dialogue at the same time. So I feel like it was
Yeah.
a trade-off.
All right, boys. Any positives that we haven't said already?
haven't
Yeah,
said.
I would say it was really cool to see how like a modern movie still plays off of Shakespearean tropes like pretty heavily. Like this one was a mix of Hamlet mainly for like the main story, but it did have some Macbeth in there with like the three witches predicting the
Yep.
future for him, and how like the mom like was like the main villain is always like the woman, the love interest.
She basically stabbed him in the back.
Yeah, yeah. So I thought like it was pretty cool to see because like you could hear it in the dialogue, you could see it in some of the visuals, and in the writing. Like it was all there, but they're like modern versions
I
of
didn't
those
notice
stories.
all
And it's
that
pretty
like
nice.
while watching the movie, but like going over it and you pointing it out, like I can really see it. I feel like it's very obvious now.
There was even, and like you said, it does like because the Shakespearean tropes and what it's being based on. It does feel like at times, it's kind of predictable, but at the same time, there was parts where I was like actually like so invested, and I was like, oh shoot, like that twist with the mom, and I was like, oh, is it actually gonna happen? Like, is he actually gonna go kill him?
Yeah.
Dude,
And-
I thought the craziest part was when he was like, I can never kill a woman. And then he was like, I couldn't even kill my mom if I wanted to. And like the next scene, his mom comes out and tries to stab him. He's like, whoops. And then the kid jumps out of the closet and starts
Yeah,
stabbing
the
him in the
kid.
back. And he's like,
He's like,
whoops.
oh, throws him off.
That
like,
just reminded
freaking-
me of like Farrah and Tor in Mortal Kombat.
Dude, even then, the mom was crazy, dude. She was like, what did she say? She's like, even if the king dies, like, I'm just gonna put you as the king or whatever.
Yeah, he's like, even if you kill him, I'm going to make you my king. And then she made out with her son.
And dude, poor dude. He was like, what's wrong with
Then
you,
he
dog?
was like, what?
Oh, what?
What, me?
Hey, May.
But it's stuff like that it's crazy that, like, even if you haven't seen Hamlet or anything and you really like this movie, then, like, you should go read some of that. Even though I always thought Shakespeare was really good. I just found it very boring when you go super in depth with English teachers
When they make you watch it, it's boring.
or read it. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
or I can read it, but then when they're analyzing every single word, you're like, okay,
Exactly. All
But,
right.
that's about it, right?
I think we spewed our
Incredible.
little nerdy guts out, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, boys. That being said, what rating would you drop on this movie?
I want to start with Anthony because I feel like he's not as high on it as we are.
So, I I don't think I want to give it a rating yet because I want to watch it a second time and get like the full experience and then come back.
That's fair.
Watch
But-
it in.
Do it.
I was just say watch it in theaters if you can.
I mean, I
You
did
watched it in
last time.
theaters last time.
Oh yeah.
But just a regular, like a non-official rating, I'd give it like a 7. But
Bro, homie living that IG7 life, I'm telling you.
I know, but I will update that when I see it a
Okay,
second.
we'll mark you down as an NA right now.
Okay.
Noah, what would you give this movie?
I was going to give this movie a 9, but after talking to y'all, I think I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
What's the highest rating I've given a movie so far?
Like this year?
Yeah, do you have them?
Yes. You gave a 10. I know you did.
I
To-
remember I gave it 10. I don't remember what movie I gave it to, though. Don't tell me it was Spider-Man. I think it might have been Spider-Man.
No, you gave
Okay.
a 10 to. Oh, I did too. I'm changing that. I don't know what I was thinking. I gave a 10 to the Fallout, and so did you.
Oh man.
What was the Fallout?
The one with the school
the school
shooter
shooting.
and the girl going through mental health issues.
What did I give that?
You gave it a 9. I'm giving that movie an 8, to be honest. I'm going back and changing it. More think about it. You gave that movie a 10.
I think I give that one a 9.
Okay.
Because this one, I'm going to put at a solid... Fuck. What else? What did I give Spider-Man? Because I know I gave that one a high one purely for Spider-Man.
I'll be honest,
reasons.
I didn't record that one. I didn't record the first 2 movies we did coming back. I think you gave it a 9, though. If I had to
I think I
speculate.
gave that one a 9 too. I want to drop Spider-Man 2, but we'll revise this whenever we get to it.
Yes, sir.
I'm torn between a 9.5 and a 10.
I put a 9.5 only because I did point out a couple flaws, even if they were a little tiny.
Yeah, I think
I
I'm
feel
gonna
like-
give it a 9.5 just because of the pacing and me being small brain. So I'm yeah, I'll give it a 9.5.
Freaking Anthony texting us every minute with the movie in the theater. What's going on with right here, boys? We're like, bro, watch the movie.
No, to be fair, I will say the
You're
movie
funny.
does kind of throw you into some crazy shit.
Yeah, I do got to say at the beginning, though, the stuff you were telling us that you didn't get, Anthony, I do got to say it because that was the beginning of the movie. We were thrown in, and I was thinking the same thing, too. I was just like, wait, what the heck is that? Like, what am I seeing? But, it makes sense as time goes on. So
So with
I strongly
half of
recommend...
if half of our ratings in, it's sitting at a 9.5 right now because Anthony's undecided, and we haven't talked to Alex about it, so we don't have his rating yet either.
Then this might be a solid
So
9.5.
right now, with
highest
half of them
rating right
in,
now.
9.5, and that's a 9.5 from the two who typically give the lowest ratings. So
But I gave Dumbledore a low grade
I
last
give my
time.
ratings.
That's okay though. We like the disagreements here.
all right, so
Share your opinions in the comments.
on that
And
note,
if
if you have enjoyed, like, subscribe, comment what you liked, comment what you hated. Say if you think we're stupid. Say if you think we're pretentious pricks. Either way, answer the polls if you're listening on Spotify. If you're not watching us on YouTube live, what are you doing with your life? Subscribe and click those notifications so you can know whenever we're live, so you can interact with us and help guide us through the content that you want to see.
big things
And
coming.
If you were to be watching live, you'd know that right after this, we're going to play the trailer for our upcoming short film, Abandon, which comes out at the time of this release. It'll be, well, I guess I'll just give you the date. It's May 6th. It's going to come out May 6th.
2022.
So mark that on your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming soon. And our live stream viewers get the first exclusive look at the trailer before it's uploaded on YouTube for everyone else to see. So if you want to get inside details on that stuff, check out all our socials. It'll be linked in the description. And
Say hi to
your
your
moms
mothers
for us.
for us.